Are you overpaying for car insurance? What if you could pay less for your premium this month without losing the coverage that really matters? Today, we're counting down the 5 cheapest car insurance companies in the USA for 2025 based on national averages, multiple independent studies, and what's actually going on in the market right now. I'm also going to give you some insider tips on how to shop for insurance the smart way. Check out the link in the description box below. Before we get into the list, let's quickly talk about what cheapest actually means here. Car insurance pricing depends on so many things: your age, driving record, vehicle, credit score in some states, where you live, and what coverage you choose. The national averages are hovering around $2,556 per year for full coverage and about $618 per year for minimum coverage, but that's just a ballpark. You could be way above or below depending on your profile. That's why you need to compare at least 3 to 5 companies, use the same coverage options for each quote, and make sure you're not just picking the lowest number without understanding what's covered. Now, here's the step-by-step game plan for finding your cheapest policy. Step 1. Get your info ready. Driver's license numbers for everyone on the policy, VIN or year/make/model for each car, your average mileage, and the coverage you want. Decide your deductibles ahead of time. $500 or $1,000 are the most common, and make a quick list of discounts you might qualify for, like multi-policy, paid in full, telematics apps, good student, or defensive driving. Step 2. Pick your quote targets. For most people in 2025, the 5 companies we're going to talk about here are where you should start: Nationwide, State Farm, GEICO, USAA, and Travelers. Step 3. Run your quotes. Turn on every discount you can, and then compare apples to apples. And bind the winner, but put a reminder in your calendar to shop again 30 days before your renewal. Rates are changing fast this year. Alright, let's get into the companies. Nationwide. Nationwide has been around forever and they've built a solid reputation in a lot of states, but what really keeps them on the list in 2025 is their ability to stay competitive for both full coverage and liability-only drivers. Nationwide shines when you take advantage of their telematics programs, SmartRide and SmartMiles. SmartRide monitors your driving habits and rewards you for safe behavior, while SmartMiles is pay-per-mile, perfect if you're not driving much. Nationwide also works through independent agents in most areas, which means that even if their own price isn't the lowest, the agent might also quote you with other carriers they have access to, like Safeco or Progressive, saving you extra money. On average, you'll find Nationwide pricing in the cheaper half of the market, with full coverage rates often below the national average and liability-only rates that are hard to beat when discounts are stacked. The only catch is that their telematics discount depends on your actual driving, so if you're a hard breaker or a fast driver, you might not get the maximum cut. State Farm. State Farm is still the largest auto insurer in the country and, despite some rate increases over the last couple of years, they remain one of the cheapest for many driver profiles in 2025. One of the reasons they're on this list is because of their Drive Safe and Save program, which uses telematics to reward good driving habits, and their Steer Clear program for young drivers. If you bundle with home or renter's insurance, State Farm can beat a lot of competitors on total package price. The real benefit here is having a local agent, someone you can actually call or visit when you have questions or a claim. State Farm's liability-only rates are competitive in many states, but their full coverage can also be surprisingly low for safe drivers with clean records. The flip side is that they're not always the best for high-risk drivers, and the telematics program requires you to allow tracking through a mobile app, so not everyone loves that. But if you like the idea of a stable, well-known company with strong claim service and the potential for low rates, they're worth a quote every time you shop. GEICO. GEICO is the go-to for a lot of drivers looking for a quick online quote and a low price, and in 2025 they're still holding strong as one of the cheapest major insurers for minimum coverage. They're also competitive on full coverage for clean drivers, but where they really shine is for people who qualify for one of their many membership or affiliation discounts. Think alumni groups, employers, military, and professional organizations. The big selling point is speed. You can get a quote online in minutes, make changes in their app, and never have to talk to an agent if you don't want to. On the downside, that's also a weakness. You don't get a personal agent to shop for you, so you're on your own to compare. For high-risk drivers, GEICO can still be a decent option, but if you've had tickets or accidents, you'll want to look at their accident forgiveness and usage-based programs to keep the cost down. In most states, they're one of the top 2 for cheapest minimum coverage, and if you stack defensive driving, vehicle safety, and affiliation discounts, you can drop your price even more. USAA, if you're eligible. USAA has been a price leader for years, and in 2025 they're still one of the absolute cheapest for both full coverage and minimum coverage, but only if you qualify. Eligibility is limited to active duty, veterans, and their families, which means a lot of people are left out, but if you're in that group, they should be one of your first calls. USAA's pricing is tough to beat because they consistently rank among the lowest in national studies, and their service reputation, while it's had ups and downs, is still strong compared to many competitors. You can save even more by bundling with their home or renter's policies, using their safe driver programs, and asking about deployment or storage discounts if you're not driving for long periods. The only real drawback is that they're not open to everyone, so if you're not military connected, you'll have to skip to the next option. But if you are eligible, they can often save you hundreds per year compared to the big-name competitors. Travelers. Travelers takes the top spot for 2025 because, across multiple studies, they consistently come in as the cheapest or one of the cheapest for full coverage. They've also managed to keep their rate increases smaller than some competitors, which means you're less likely to get hit with a huge jump at renewal. Travelers offers strong bundling discounts if you have home or renter's insurance, plus their IntelliDrive telematics program can knock a significant amount off your premium if you drive safely. They also have discounts for new cars, hybrid or electric vehicles, and even for paying your bill in full. One reason I like Travelers is that they work through independent agents, so you're not locked into just their price. You can shop them alongside other companies without extra effort. The only thing to be aware of is that telematics requires monitoring for the first 90 days or so, and if your driving isn't great, the discount can be smaller. Still, for most drivers in 2025, especially those looking for full coverage, Travelers is where you're most likely to find the best combination of price and value. So, how do you shop for these 5 companies the right way? Start by locking in the coverage you want before you start quoting so you can compare apples to apples. Run quotes with all 5 companies, or through an independent agent who can do it for you. Turn on every discount you're eligible for: telematics, bundling, good student, paid in full, paperless, and any affiliation discounts you can find. If the quote you like is a little too high, ask to compare $500 and $1,000 deductibles, and see what happens if you remove optional coverages like rental reimbursement or full glass. Always double-check whether the policy is for 6 months or 12, and make sure there are no hidden fees or penalties. Once you find your winner, bind the policy, but don't forget to reshop at least once a year, because rates can change quickly. The bottom line is that Nationwide, State Farm, GEICO, USAA, and Travelers are all strong contenders for cheapest car insurance in 2025, but the one that's best for you depends on your specific situation. The only way to know for sure is to run the quotes, match the coverage, and compare. Do that, and you can save hundreds this year without cutting the protection you need. One of the best platforms to get insurance for yourself or your business is Next Insurance. They offer coverage at an affordable price that is tailored to practically every industry in the USA. You can check them out with the link in the description below the video and the pinned comment as well and get a quote today. The full review of Next Insurance is also linked down in the description box. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe to our channel if you like our videos.